Still at this. Still at this, collective. This is a day where I'm not going to leave my camera or my decks. These are difficult days for me sometimes because I have other things I need to do and I want to do, but I feel the compulsion so strongly to pick up my deck and do the reading that I know that I have to go with it, whether I like it or not. This is my calling. This is my assignment. And I'm not saying that to make anybody feel bad. I'm just saying it in an effort to be transparent with you all. So if you see me in a certain energy, you're like, Mel, what's wrong? It's like, that's it. I had other things that I wanted to achieve today, and I just know I'm not going to do them. But that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's okay. I'm going to make it anyway. What's that song? I don't even know. Let's do it. That's all right. That's okay. I want to sing. I just want to sing today. That's really what I want to do. The Knight of Pentacles. I was in full-blown songwriting mode yesterday. It was incredible. I loved it. And I really want to, I know some of you have asked me, I'll chat to you while I'm pulling cards. I have not been on here singing for a while, but I'm still doing it. Maybe I'll try to post some singing stuff. It's funny. There was somebody that was like, why does every tarot reader think they can sing? I don't think I can sing. I know I can sing. It's what I do for a living. I'm a professional. No, I don't think I can sing. I know I can sing. I got the Four of Cups. Hold on. You know what? We'll start with these 5. Let's see what we got going on here. Dudes and dudettes. Before I actually get into this reading, I got sucked into something yesterday. People talking about the Mandela effect, and somebody was talking about Full House and how Uncle Jesse was called Uncle Jesse, but Joey was never called Uncle Joey. But yet there are a slew of people who remember him being called Uncle Joey. I actually personally do not. I don't remember him being called Uncle Joey. But maybe people were confusing that with Uncle Jesse. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Yeah, but so, and then I got sucked into this like slew of other people talking about Mandela effects on other things, on books, on movies, on, you know, music videos, and she was wearing a plaid skirt. No, she was actually wearing it just, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting to me. Actually, you know what? That's what I want to talk about. Some other things. I don't want to do this reading. The other thing that I've been meaning to talk about on here and hadn't, there was someone in my life who he talked to me about something that he was going through, and there's a term for it, and the term is depersonalization or derealization. And he was telling me about his struggles and what it feels like and what he experiences when he has these episodes of derealization or depersonalization. Also called, by the way, Alice in Wonderland syndrome or something like that. And I remember when he was telling me about it, I'd never heard anything like that before. Of course, I had immense sympathy because he was going through his symptoms, and how terrifying it can be because you kind of feel a little bit detached from reality, right? Derealization, like you can look at yourself in the mirror, but you don't recognize who you are. Or he said his limbs would feel like they weren't his, or they would be numb and heavy, and like if you're walking in your bedroom, for example, and you're used to what your bedroom looks like, when you're having an episode, sometimes it can look a little like Alice in Wonderland, where your spatial awareness or the dimensions of the room seemingly shift or change or don't look like they typically do. But it was interesting because I'd never met anyone who had this. And my little boy, my baby boy, he actually had an episode like this. And he explained to me what he was feeling and experiencing. And I was shocked because I knew exactly what it was. But had I not had this friend with this condition, I would have probably been horrified and been like, oh my God, we got to take him to the doctor. I don't know what's happening. Like, what's going on with my child? And he explained it to me exactly how my friend had. And I did a little bit of research on it. From what I remember, not many people understand how you get this, how this condition occurs, why it erupts, and that the best way to sort of overcome it or is to ground yourself. So much like you would with anxiety, you touch something, you focus on something, whatever it is, to kind of ground yourself back into reality. And I had a thought about this and what derealization and depersonalization actually is. And it's just my theory, just a theory. I'm not a doctor. I have no fucking clue which way, but I feel that it could be people who have those experiences when they feel either disconnected from themselves or they don't recognize who they are, or dimensions seemingly shift or change in the room and you're off balance and all of that. I kind of feel like those individuals are actually at that point operating simultaneously on different planes. If this is too woo-woo for you, just scroll on past, okay? I'm sorry. But I have the feeling that when those episodes occur, that person is actually like between dimensions. It's a theory I have. And the reason I have it also is because this friend of mine, I believe, was spiritual. I could feel something from him that I don't even think he was aware of. And my youngest son is also very spiritual. I do believe he possesses a lot of the gifts that I have. I think I've passed them down to him. Very spiritually gifted child. And I feel like people who do have spiritual abilities, we may also be more prone to derealization or depersonalization, because maybe we are somewhat more predispositioned to being able to operate on multiple timelines at the same time. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's a thought I had. And I think that's why I haven't shared it, because I kind of was like, I don't know what people are going to think about me if I were to just bring to life the thought in my head around what this might be. And this could take me down a huge rabbit hole. Like, I think about people who, obviously with institutions for people with cognitive disorders or mental issues, obviously there are some people that, yes, they really need to be there. Okay, they need that evaluation and care. But then on the flip side of that, I also believe that there are people in mental institutions that are not crazy. They're not crazy. They just are able to see and experience things that most others can't. And so what do? When we're afraid or we can't define it, we label it, it's something we don't know, so we chalk it up to that person's crazy, they're delusional, they're this, they're that. But I think sometimes they're not delusional. They're not crazy. They're just able to experience and feel through things that most people cannot. I don't know if I'll post this, but it has been on my mind a lot, so I feel like I needed to talk about it. And if you think I'm crazy or you're not into me, like, that's fine. That's cool. Bye. I ain't changing for you. But let me know your thoughts, guys. If you have any experience with derealization or what are your thoughts? What do you think? Am I onto something? Does it sound like... It sounds plausible. It really does. But yeah, like I said, on the flip side, there's tons of people who are in institutions who I don't think should be there. I think they're just, like I said, they have abilities and an awareness that typical people, most people, don't have. But so we run from that. We're scared. We're like, oh my gosh, how can you see that? How do you know that? Because they're gifted. It's because they're gifted.